News 8 at 5 starts now.
We start with IT-Mate and this exclusive video showing two men who police say were pretending to be trained police officers. IT-Mate has also learned the two tried to start their own police department in a central Indiana town. Let's get right to senior investigative reporter Richard Essex.
In May, two men showed up unannounced to an East Germantown council meeting. Their plan was to start a police department.
Two individuals came in here armed with firearms, one of them wearing a shirt that said police, and driving vehicles that they actually showed myself and other members of the town that included computers and just law enforcement looking apparatuses in it.
Joe Lips is the town attorney. He says the two men made their pitch to patrol the town, provide law enforcement at a cut rate price. The caveat, they wanted to be sworn into office that night. And they even provided their own oath of office for the town council president to read.
You know, it was about 2 paragraphs probably of just that they'll become deputized as our marshals and carry on their duties from there.
He said the guy looked like a cop and could have been charged with impersonating a police officer. It was the mention of his father's name that really got Lips' attention. Lips comes from a family of cops.
He told me that my father was actually his training officer when it came to being a reserve officer in the city of Richmond. But through unofficial search on that, nothing came back.
The two men offered their services to the town for $1. In return, they asked the town to provide vehicle insurance and a place to do paperwork. The town considered their proposal, but they needed a little bit more information before moving forward, like a background check, which I'm told was never provided.
We asked the questions. The council did its due diligence in interviewing them and questioning them for as much time as was allotted during the meeting. And then with follow-up with them over the phone, they didn't have answers. So it made it a real easy decision to decline their offer.
So who are these guys? Here is video IT-Mate obtained from the Newcastle Police Department. Sheriff John Sproles was off duty when he came across a black Dodge Charger without a license plate. He says the car looked like a retired police car. It had police lights, a center console with a laptop computer in the front seat, just like you would find in a police car. And the driver is armed. The driver told Sheriff Sproles that he was hoping to start a police department in East Germantown. This video was taken July 2nd, almost 2 months after the May East Germantown Council meeting.
It's not said and done yet, but I'm hoping for the town of Pershing, Germantown.
Is that Indiana or how?
It's Indiana. It's outside between Richmond and what's that?
So who's the marshal there?
There's no marshal yet, but they're trying to start the police department.
The driver told Sheriff Sproles that he was coming from Detroit. That was a lie.
You didn't come from Michigan today. Go ahead and face up to it. You want to be a police officer? We're dealing with so much of this stuff that we're sick and tired of it. We're sick and tired of these little towns. You've already been arrested for impersonating. And I'm not trying to be ugly. All right, brother, I care about you. I'm not, just please understand me, all right? But for the citizens, man, for the citizens, if you will lie to me, if you will lie to us, here's my big concern. You know we can get the facts, right? You'll lie to us. What will you do to people who ain't going to figure this stuff out? This is what bothers me. I'm just speaking from my heart here, okay?
Remember the two guys that tried to start a police department in East Germantown?
Well, guess what? One of those guys happened to be a guy that we are watching who is a known gang member trying to infiltrate, and he was one of them. We are monitoring. There is a nationally recognized violent gang who has the goal to infiltrate small town departments. We know of a gang member, a gang leader who has had expunged records, has spent an enormous amount of time in prison, who got a badge in a small town in Indiana because his buddy was the town marshal.
The Indiana General Assembly has put limits on the number of marshals a town can have. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, iTeam 8.